Hello my beautiful little unicorns, welcome back to my channel and thank you guys so much for tuning in again. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, I'm Vanessa and welcome to the fam. So you guys, I made today's reading specifically for singles and the rest of your 2019 love life. But before I jump into the four groups, I just wanted to let you know that your personal reading may be a mixture between two groups. So if you feel drawn to two readings, feel free to tune into two readings. So regarding the four groups, we have the turquoise, we have the kunzite, we have the green calcite, as well as the citrine. So if you need a minute just to meditate on the four groups in order to make the right choice for you, feel free to pause the video right here in order to do so. And make sure that if you enjoy this reading that you give it a big old thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to see future readings. So last but not least, I just wanted to thank you guys for always being so positive and active on my channel. I really enjoy making videos for you guys so much. Like, it is one of the things that I'm the most passionate about in life, and I really hope that it reflects in my videos. And I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you for supporting me and for making my channel what it is, because without you guys, this wouldn't exist. But yeah, you guys, I don't want to keep you too long. I want to get straight into the readings, and I'm going to be starting off with group number one, which is the turquoise. Okay, group number one, welcome to your reading. You chose the turquoise. So first and foremost, I want to talk to you about the reasons why you may have chosen the turquoise. So the turquoise is for anybody who needs to speak their truth and who needs to get something off their chest that has been weighing on them. So I just want you to know that if you somehow feel disconnected from the things that make you human, if you feel disconnected from your truth, that may be a reason why you chose the turquoise. I mean, another reason is if the stone just resonated with you. It is an extremely beautiful stone, and that may also just be the reason why you connected with the turquoise. So let's move further into your reading. Okay, group number one. So far we have the new moon, the Aries, the shaman, Mars, as well as the tree in your reading. And let's obviously not forget the turquoise, which is right here. So let's get into what your love life is going to look like for the rest of 2019. So I definitely see some sort of a grounding happening. I definitely see something that brings you back to earth, back to your roots. And that may have to do with the turquoise, as we already spoke about. The turquoise is for anybody who feels sort of disconnected. So I feel like that sort of discrepancy in your energy, that disconnection, I feel like you will be able to regroup and reconnect with yourself as a human being and with all of the things that make you human. And in the shaman, I see that you will be able to do that with sort of like ancient healing wisdoms. So I see that while you have very spontaneous energy around you, as the Aries suggests, I do see that you will be able to sort of heal yourself and your energy in a way that people have been doing it for, thousands and thousands of years. So you may look into sort of traditional Eastern medicine if that is something that you're drawn to anyways. Things like meditation, using crystals for energy healing. All of those things can sort of be seen as ancient healing wisdom. It's something that has been practiced for thousands of years and that has proven to aid or proven to sort of give you that placebo effect that you need in order to feel reconnected, because sometimes that's all that you need. There are so many scientific studies out there that prove that giving people placebo effect medicines can sometimes heal them, and that just shows how powerful the mind is, because it's not the placebo effect medicine that is healing them. It's obviously their body, their thought process of thinking that, oh, I've gotten this medication and it instantly makes them feel better. So you guys know what I mean, because I'm always a little bit scared. I'm always a little bit worried as to whether you guys understand what I mean, but I feel like you get it. And in Mars, I see that your physical energy, your drive, your strength, your fighting spirit, I see that that is all there, and those are really attractive traits for you for the rest of 2019. So I definitely see that in your life overall, and not just in love, you have a lot of sort of strength and drive that is coming for you for the rest of 2019. And maybe you feel like the first half of 2019 was a little slow for you, or like you didn't quite go after things the way you wanted to. But I see that the second half of 2019 is going to be very fast-paced. There's going to be a lot of energy around, which means also a lot of energy for your love life, a lot of drive for your love life, and a lot of strength and fighting spirit to create the love life that you want. Because your love life is not just all about sort of coincidence and fate and the other person. Your love life has everything to do with you, because if you're not ready to love or be loved, if you're not ready to establish that deep emotional connection, then obviously it'll be increasingly difficult to establish a relationship with another human being. So know that you are very much in control of your love life for the second half of 2019. And from what I can see in your reading, all the arrows, all the energy, the flow is pointing towards you creating your dream love life. So moving on in the Aries, I see that is sort of like the energy that you will be channeling, and maybe you're going to have to do with an Aries, or you're an Aries in your moon or your sun sign. And I see that this energy is very dynamic, very spontaneous, and I see that you may sort of be very inclined to act impulsively. So I want you to know that there are pluses and minuses. Being spontaneous is definitely one of your, better attributes. It's definitely one of the things that make you sort of attractive to the kind of person that you belong with. But I also want you to know that it's important for you to not act too impulsively when it comes to your time, when it comes to how you spend your time. So I want you to be very thoughtful as to how much time you have left in the second half of 2019. Just remember how quickly the first half of 2019 went by, and make sure that you spend your time wisely in the second half, and that you spend it with, love interests and people who you truly see a connection with, not just people that ask you to come out spontaneously and you try to be spontaneously back, even though you know that there's no real connection there, if you know what I mean. And in the new moon, I see that for the rest of 2019, I see that there will be a promise, okay? So this looks very positive for you as to whether you will be in a relationship with someone. So I definitely see some level of commitment there for the second half of 2019. I definitely see sort of like your wishes coming true. So how can you manifest with the new moon? So what you want to do is look up when your next new moon is and write down your wishes. Write down between 1 and 10 wishes and make sure that you speak them into existence. And you have to do this during the time that there is a new moon. And I want you to make those new moon wishes in order to attract this promise with another human being, this sort of bond, this sort of mutual understanding of being a unity. So group number 1, let's move further into your reading about the rest of 2019 in your love life. So we have the topaz, the apophyllite, the tanzanite, the kyanite, as well as the diamond. So what I instinctively see in the tanzanite is the fact that the rest of 2019, you're ready to love again, okay? I see that you've healed from the past, and in the topaz, we have forgiveness. So I see you releasing a lot of anger that you may have with yourself, past loved ones, past partners. And I see that that has been blocking your happiness, your new happiness, and that will continue to block your happiness unless you let go. But I definitely see that you are ready to love again, as the tanzanite suggests. And that forgiveness is the way that you will be able to establish a new connection in love, and it will help you sort of heal yourself internally in order to be able to move forward and be ready to be loved. And in the apophyllite, I see that as soon as you focus on positivity, as soon as you focus on receiving abundance and help from others, as soon as you're open to those possibilities, I see that the support will only increase. So maybe you have this sort of mindset of scarcity where you feel like, the more you ask for help and the more you're willing to receive, the less you'll somehow get, in a way. I know that sounds weird, but I can't be the only one who has felt like that before. So I want you to know that that is just limiting you as a person, that is a mindset of scarcity, and it's just going to attract more scarcity in your life. So if you would like increased support, if you want more things to flow, if you want to open up your possibilities, you have to be willing to receive. You have to be willing to open yourself up to help from others. So keep that in mind for the rest of 2019 when it comes to, you know, being that sort of magnet for goodness and being that magnet for love. And in the Kyanite, I see that you have to make more time for self-care. I see that that is essential for the rest of 2019, and that may have to do with this new moon. You know, there could definitely be somebody coming into your life with whom you spend a lot of time with in the rest of 2019. I see that that person is somebody that you feel comfortable with, that you feel like you have a mutual understanding. But when love is new, or when attraction is new, it can be really easy to forget about yourself and your needs and just taking care of yourself emotionally. And in the diamond, you know, we have valuing your self-worth, as well as the Kyanite, which wants you to make more time for yourself. So I see that if you do end up with somebody for the rest of 2019, be it, you know, your soulmate, or be it just, you know, somebody that you just want to spend quality time with, make sure that you do not neglect yourself and that you keep your self-value up, okay? That is so important. I cannot stress that enough, because when you don't take care of yourself or you start neglecting yourself, that is when things will slowly but surely also start to crumble in your relationships. Because if you're not happy with yourself and your situation, that will slowly reflect in whatever you have built in your relationships, and obviously we do not want that to happen. So group number 1, that is the reading that I received for you for your love life for the rest of 2019. I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, group number 2, you chose the Kunzite. Welcome to your reading about your love life for the rest of 2019. So first off, I want to talk about why you may have chosen the Kunzite. So the Kunzite is for anybody who needs to open up their love channel. So that may be why you resonated with the Kunzite the most. And it is also for anybody who has been through disappointment, loss, just something that put them in a place where they feel like they're not worthy of love, or they feel like, you know, they're just not ready. So that may be you, or, you know, maybe you just loved how the Kunzite looked. That's completely fine as well. So let's move into your reading. So we have the Aquarius as well as the first house. So group number 2, your love life in the rest of 2019, I see Aquarius energy. So you may be dealing with an Aquarius in your love life. You may be an Aquarius, or this is just the energy that you are channeling. So this energy is very freedom loving, it's very rebellious, idealistic, as well as technological. So I definitely see that you will have a very sort of headstrong rest of 2019. You know what you want, and you're very much willing to go against the crowd, go against the mainstream, if that means, you know, going with your true beliefs. So I definitely see that you have a vision in the rest of 2019, and you also have a vision in your love life. You also have an idea of how it is supposed to look like. So it is always great to know what you're after and know what you want. But I just wanted you to be a little bit cautious about that, because sometimes we have such a strong idea of who we're going to end up with. And in the end, you know, when you're trying to force it, that doesn't always mean that that person is compatible with you. I mean, I've experienced that myself. I've been through it myself, where I felt like this is the kind of person that I'm looking for. Meanwhile, somebody else fit with me a lot better than I ever knew, because I never even saw, you know, group B as an option. I always had group A, which I thought, oh, that was the person that fits with me. And group number 2, I want you to keep in mind that you don't know what you don't know. Let that sink in. And in the first house, group number 2, I can see that one thing that is going to be super significant for your love life for the rest of 2019 is your appearance, your physical appearance, what people see, and the impression that you give. So I definitely see that that is something that is going to be tweaked with in a way. I definitely see that that is something that is going to experience change for the rest of 2019. So I see that you might look into, you know, what kind of first impression do I give to people? How do I appear? You know, what does my appearance say about me? And you may make some adjustments in order for that to truly resonate with the love life that you're trying to create. So group number 2, let's move further into your reading about the rest of 2019 and your love life. So So we have the spring equinox, the stone people, as well as Gaia. So one thing that I see for you is sort of like a rediscovery, okay? In the spring equinox, I see that you're going to come to life in a different way, if you will. You're going to have fundamental changes happening with yourself, because I feel like maybe you chose the Kunzite because you have been through some disappointment in your life, and that has been weighing you down, and you haven't properly been able to be your true, bubbly, fun, spontaneous self. So I see in the spring equinox that the rest of 2019 is going to allow you to be that person again, especially when it comes to love. And I see fundamental changes in your love life. And in the stone people in vigilance, I see that you're very watchful of the people that you date, of the people that you go out with, of the people that you spend time with, especially the ones that are potential love interests. So I definitely find that very important. I find having sort of like two open eyes to whoever is a love interest is very beneficial, and it's important for you to see things very clearly and to see things for what they are. So I definitely see, because you do have the first house in your reading, that you may have the tendency in your love life to sort of stick to those first impressions with other people a bit longer than necessary. So give people a chance, okay? I see that for the rest of 2019 in your love life, there will be a lot of people who are coming in and out. There will be a lot of people who could be potential love interests, and it's important for you to sort of give them a chance to be watchful, but at the same time, don't base your thoughts about them all on the first impression that they made, or their exterior, or how they dress, all of those sort of traits that don't really have necessarily a lot of depth. And in Gaia, I definitely see being nurturing is something that will be beneficial for you for the rest of 2019 in your love life. It's something that will allow you to cultivate relationships that are valuable. It will allow you to cultivate a love relationship that is based on mutual support, love, and respect. So definitely have that nurturing side of you out. Don't be afraid to be nurturing to somebody, even if you don't know if it's going to be forever, so to say, and just give people a chance. So that is what I see is important for the rest of 2019 in your love life. But let's move further into your reading to figure out more. So we have the citrine, we have the watermelon tourmaline, we have the suggulite, the moldavite, as well as the calcite. So what I see for the rest of 2019 in your love life in the citrine, I see that right now you're burdened by a lot of unnecessary worries. You're burdened by things that aren't really necessary to stress about, but you're still stressing, even though you know maybe it's not really quite justified. So I want you to channel more of that Aquarius energy that's very sort of freedom loving, that is not too bothered. And I want you to remember that, there is a reason why you tuned into this reading. There's a reason why you're here today with me. And I want you to know that you're unnecessarily worried for nothing. I see that at the end of 2019, things will have turned out for the better. So if you were meant to be with somebody, if you were meant to be in a certain relationship, I see that that will fabricate. If, a relationship is only meant to be temporary, just for a few months between now and the end of 2019, that will also, fabricate into reality, and it will end when it's supposed to end. But there's no reason to worry about it, as I see that at the end of it, you're still going to be at peace. You're going to know that whatever happens in your relationship status, it's fine, it's meant to be. So I definitely see that feeling sort of surrounding your love life for the rest of 2019. And in the watermelon tourmaline, I definitely see that you have to de-stress your mind, your body, your schedule. You need to rest, recharge, revive yourself. And in the calcite, I see the exact same thing. I see that there are a lot of busy times, multitasking coming for the rest of this year, and there's a lot going on, and it's important for you to be honest with yourself. Do you just look busy? Are you really busy because you need to be busy, or because you're taking on too many things? Because that could be truly destructive to your love life for the rest of 2019. So be honest with yourself, look at your schedule, and cancel out all of the things that are not necessary, that are not essential to, you know, your career, that are not essential to your happiness, and that are basically just another chore. Make sure that you're being productive, not busy, and that is super important for you for the rest of 2019, as that will have a big effect on whether you have time for your love life or not. And in the cellulite, I see that what you have to do is let go of people pleasing. I see that that will allow a lot more love into your life. That will attract people who are of interest and love to you that you have not been able to attract before, because they will sort of sense this air of independence, this air of somebody who knows who they are and who's not afraid to own their divine self. So make sure that you channel that, make sure that you tune into that, as I see that you will attract more possibilities in love because you just seem stronger, more empowered, and like you don't care what people think, because you will relentlessly continue being yourself. And last but not least, in the Moldavite, I see that you have a lot of unique qualities, and it's important for you to know that those are part of your life purpose. Those are an essential part of you and a very important part of you. And it's okay to feel like you're different. It's okay to feel like people see you in a different light, or like you stand out, because some of us are born to stand out, some of us are made to stand out. So know that that is not a hindrance to your love life. That is not something that is going to be stopping you for the rest of 2019 of cultivating the love life that you desire. That is something that will feed into it and help you accomplish more than you ever thought possible as soon as you start owning your divine self. So group number 2, that is the reading that I received for you for your love life and the rest of 2019. I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading about your love life for the rest of 2019. So you chose the green calcite, and to start off, I want to talk to you about the green calcite. So the green calcite is for anybody who is not truly listening to their heart's desires and who needs to start following their heart's desires. So I want you to keep in mind that your heart wants what your heart wants, but your mind wants what it thinks that your heart wants. Know that there is a distinct difference there, and that sometimes it is so easy to have your mind trick you into thinking that this is what your heart wants, when your heart actually wants something completely different. So keep that in mind, group number 3. So let's move into your readings. Okay, group number 3, so Pisces and the 8th house. So in the Pisces, I see that your energy for the rest of 2019 when it comes to love is very compassionate, forgiving, endlessly loving. You know, the Pisces is a sign that is super, super generous when it comes to love, and that is super sort of forgiving of any mistakes. So I want you to know that forgiveness is the way to truly heal yourself emotionally and to truly let go of any form of resentment or anger, even if you have been hurt. But at the same time, you know, the Pisces can be the type that runs into the same sort of trap over and over again. So if somebody has hurt you and you've gone back to them, or maybe you're in a situation now where you've been hurt by someone in the past and you've moved on, but you feel like if they would come back wanting you back, you would forgive and give another chance. I want you to keep in mind that it's important to give yourself that self-love where you don't allow that sort of energy back into your life. Because oftentimes when there is a breakup or a situation where you're very badly hurt by somebody else, that is when that other person has to work on themselves, and it's not a good idea for you to let them back into your life. So any sort of ex-lovers that you know things went apart because of fundamental differences or because they hurt you in a way that you could never imagine hurting somebody else, know that it's probably best to leave that in the past, and for the rest of 2019 to move forward with a fresh outlook on your love life and just generally a new outlook on love. Okay, so any sort of like old deadbeat boyfriends, let that stay in the past. And in the 8th house, I see that this transformational area of your life, it's all about shared resources and like intense emotions. And I want you to know that this 8th house has a lot to do with the part of you that forgets about yourself as soon as you get infatuated with a new love, as soon as you get infatuated with a new situation that has to do with the romantic realm. So I definitely see that for the rest of 2019, there are good chances for love coming into your life, or at least infatuation, but I see that you may lose yourself in it. I see that this is a situation where you have to be careful and where you have to make sure that you still maintain yourself and you still take care of yourself and you don't forget about your own needs, all just out of passion and infatuation. So make sure that you keep an eye out for that for the rest of 2019. So while somebody may be coming into your life and while there may be a new sort of love sparking up, it's important for you to not forget about yourself in this process. Don't forget about self-care and the things that you need. Okay, so moving on, group number 3, we have the ocean, we have the wolf, as well as the DNA. Okay, let's just quickly rearrange ourselves here, okay? So we have the ocean, the wolf, and the DNA. So group number 3, for your love life during the rest of 2019, I initially see a lot of ups and downs. You know, in the ocean, there is ebb and flow. There is this situation where, you know, the water rises and the water gets a lot lower and so on and so forth. And that is all controlled by the moon. It's all controlled by, you know, how the planetary system works. So I want you to know that these sort of ups and downs can indicate your emotions for the rest of 2019. So there may be a lot of sort of dating, a lot of love interest, going and meeting new people, and I see that nothing is really going to stick for at least the first little bit. Nothing is really going to be like that rock for you, you know? So I definitely feel like these next few months, maybe just this summer, just enjoy like the ups and downs, enjoy the fleeting relationships, enjoy meeting new people and spending time with them, and not necessarily feeling like anything big needs to come out of it. So, you know, just go with that flow, go with what life throws at you, and don't read too much into any relationships in the very near future. However, as I already mentioned, I see that by the end of 2019, there may definitely be some sort of infatuation, some sort of commitment maybe even. So, you know, don't stress about that if that is something that you really want. And in the wolf, I see that your instinct is going to lead you to where you need to be in love. Your instinct is going to lead you onto the right trail when it comes to people. So there are a lot of people these days who can be pretty deceiving, you know, with all of these apps, with all of these love and relationship apps where you can meet people. I want you to know that it's best to go with your instinct, as the wolf suggests, because people portray themselves in the best light online, obviously, and it's important for you to sort of weed out who is just there for games and who is there for something serious. Obviously, if you just want, you know, sort of something on off, then make that very clear. But I see that it would be the most beneficial for you to go with the people who are sending you messages that are basically always the same. They're not doing any mixed messages, they're being consistent is what I'm trying to say. So make sure that any inconsistencies, that you follow your instinct. If somebody, you know, is all about you one day and then the next day they kind of like ignore you or they're ghosting you, go with that instinct and know that that is their karma. You know, as I can see in DNA, that there is good karma and there is bad karma, and as long as you're very open about what it is that you want out of your relationships and what it is that you're truly after, you know, that is good karma on you. Those are consistent messages that you are sending out into the universe. And at the same time, you know, when it comes to love, there are people who don't have good karma, but karma is something that you shape. Karma is something that you can influence. So know that you have to focus on your karma when it comes to love, and don't let anybody sort of take you away from your path of good karma. Okay, so let's move further into your reading. We have the lapis lazuli, we have the aqua aura, the ametrine, the fluorite, as well as the angelite. So group number 3, what I instinctively see for you is some sort of life-changing experience. So I see that from now till the end of 2019, it's a time of a lot of change, and I see that the universe is supporting you each step of the way. But that does not mean that you are sort of free of any life-changing experiences or epiphanies. So I definitely see that, especially in love, you will come to a conclusion. You will come to that sort of aha moment where you're like, wow, you know, maybe I really do need to stop sort of attracting this kind of person. Maybe I need to stop feeding into this type of relationship, as you know, it's not good for me. And I see that what's very important for you is to, as already mentioned, you know, with the wolf, go with your instinct, and to know that something is coming for you in love. So while the next month may be a little bit of an up and down, maybe a little bit of a unsure state, I see that by the end of 2019, there is definitely something that has transformed completely and that you're infatuated with. And in the aqua aura, I see that heart-to-heart discussions, you know, communicating, making sure that you understand other people can help you be understood in turn. So make sure that you listen intently to what people are saying. Make sure that you practice healthy communication, and also balance your masculine and your feminine energy. As I can see in the ametrine, you have to have that sweet spot of the mixture of masculine and feminine energy. So don't have too much of either ones, because if you have too much masculine energy and you're a straight woman, for instance, that could scare off, you know, other straight men. If you have too much feminine energy, that could then in turn attract the wrong types of people. So that's just a little example for you. Obviously, you know, there are all types of forms of love in this world, and my readings are always non-discriminatory. So whichever way it is, I just want you to balance your energies. Whoever you're attracted to, whoever you're trying to attract, it doesn't matter what gender, what they identify as, just make sure that you balance your energies in order to not scare anybody off who is truly meant to be for you. And in the fluorite, I see that you have to embrace your natural beauty. You have to be authentic. So maybe recently you've been thinking of getting something done, like for instance, changing your hair color, getting a nose job, getting a spray tan, getting liposuction, anything. You know, there's so many things that you can do in this world in order to change your appearance and your natural beauty. But know that sometimes it's good to take a step back and to embrace it, and also to think to yourself, do I love myself enough in order for me to justify taking this step? So obviously I'm not for or against any of these procedures. I definitely feel that you must love yourself first in order to know whether it is truly still the right thing for you or not. But in correlation with your love life, I see that, you know, embracing your natural beauty, being authentic, and feeling comfortable in your skin, regardless of whether you change your appearance or not, that is what is truly going to get you the partner that should be with you. That is what is going to get you your twin flame, because your twin flame will love you regardless of how you look, and regardless of, you know, whether you have these imperfections that bother you to a certain extent or not. But what is very important is for you to be authentic and to embrace who you are naturally. And I want you to join in with like a like-minded community. So definitely, you know, tune into more spiritual videos here on YouTube. Join in with like-minded people. If you're, for instance, really into minimalism, or you're really into beauty, you're really into spirituality, whichever it is, make sure that you try and find a way to be more a part of that community, as I can see that maybe you may find a love interest in that community, or just overall you will be able to embrace your authentic self and your natural beauty. You will be able to truly, you know, be yourself unapologetically, which will attract the perfect partner for you. So group number 3, that is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, group number 4. Welcome to your reading about your love life for the rest of 2019. You chose the citrine. So group number 4, the citrine is a stone that is here for anybody who needs to manifest their masterpiece. It is here for anyone who needs to set their intentions. So if you own a citrine, or you're able to get a little citrine that can fit in your pocket, your bag, your wallet, whichever, make sure that you carry it around with you. There's a reason why you chose the citrine, and it could be because you need to connect with the citrine on a deeper level. So know that that would help you to sort of signalize to the universe that, you know, there's abundance out there and you're out to get it. You're out to truly manifest your masterpiece, to manifest what it is that you desire to obtain in life, especially in love. Okay, group number 4, let's move further into your reading. So we have the Taurus as well as the Moon. So in the Taurus, I see that you have very rich, earthy type of energy. I see that it's super productive, but like still relaxed, if you know what I mean. So you may be dealing with a Taurus later in this year, or you may be a Taurus yourself, or an earth sign that is super, grounded, chill. And I definitely see that having an effect on your love life. Tauruses are creatures that are super loving, caring, and like, to be physically close. So if that is something that you're looking for, I definitely see that coming towards you in your love life for the rest of 2019. So I definitely see that sort of physical component. And also, a very sort of work-oriented component, a very productive component. So maybe you will still be very work-oriented, even though there's things going on in your love life, or the person that you're attracting is super work-oriented. They're so into their work and being successful, and being with you is not going to deter them from that. So I definitely want you to know that work is still going to have a significant role aside from love for the rest of 2019 for you, group number 4. And in the Moon, I can see that you're unconscious, you're sort of like deep emotions. I see that they're very much asked of in the rest of 2019, and I definitely see that you're very much subjected to how your emotions sort of have an up and down depending on how the planetary system moves. So definitely look into things like the Mercury retrograde, how that may affect your zodiac sign, your sun and moon sign, what may be going on later this year in your body emotionally. And I see that that could be an indication on when you need to, for instance, focus on self-love, when you need to focus on self-confidence, when you need to get yourself out there and build a little bit more courage. So I definitely see that all these little pieces are going to be working together when it comes to your love life for the rest of 2019. So be aware that there are a lot of things happening around your love life that may have an effect on it. So let's move further into your reading. So we have the rainbow, we have the iceberg, as well as the autumnal equinox. So in the rainbow, I see that blessings is definitely something that is coming your way, unforeseen blessings. And remember that a rainbow usually appears after showers. It usually appears after quote unquote bad weather. But I personally love rain. I don't know about you, but I love rain, and seeing a rainbow after, bad weather or rain, whichever, is sort of like an amazing surprise. And see that happening in your love life as well. I see that you may go through a time that is a little bit dark, a little bit undersaturated, without any sort of vibrance and color, but I see that at the end of it, there's going to be like an amazing, beautiful surprise, just like a rainbow, and it's going to be something that doesn't happen very often. It's going to be something relatively rare, and it might also be very ephemeral, so make sure that you grab onto whatever opportunity presents itself after you've gone through this sort of darker stage, as it may, be very fleeting. So in the iceberg, I see that group number 4, I see you being submerged in something, and this definitely may be love. I see that you're going to be totally infatuated, submerged with something, and it's something that is going to be all-consuming. So I definitely see that because this is a love reading, this definitely correlates to love. You're going to be completely fond of the idea of being deeply and madly in love, and that may have to do with the rainbow. That may be what is at the end of your grim time, but it does not have to be. For you, what could be at the end of sort of a rainy, cloudy season, maybe just something that helps you release. In the autumnal equinox, I see that releasing is something that you will be able to do between now and the end of 2019. I see that you will be able to release any sort of energy that has been keeping you sort of held back in this little cage. I see that you will be able to open the door of the cage, so to say, and fly out and be yourself, you know, releasing anything that has been holding you back. So know that this is just the tip of the iceberg, you know, as we do have the iceberg, there's so much more depth to this situation. There's so much more going on between now and the end of 2019. Just know that you'll be able to release and that there are beautiful blessings awaiting for you. So let's move further into your reading. Group number 4, we have the yellow jasper, we have the amber, we have gold, we have the jade, as well as the aquamarine. So group number 4, in the yellow jasper, I see that you have strength, you have power. This has been given to you by the universe at your birth. This is something that you can acquire, that you can gain, that you can work on. And I see that instead of being afraid of somebody sort of taking control of you or of something controlling your life, it's important for you to just focus on your personal strength and your power and not be worried of giving strength, control, power to somebody else. So I definitely feel like maybe you have control issues when it comes to your emotions. Maybe you're worried to open up to somebody because you fear that they will abuse this power, they will abuse the now emotional control that you have given them. So group number 4, I want you to not worry so much about that. I want you to know that at the end of the day, the only person who has control over your emotions is you. So know that that also goes when it comes to love. That is the exact same thing there. Do not fear that you can give someone power over you if you don't allow it. You know, somebody cannot just take power over you without you allowing it. So know that you would first have to allow it in order for somebody to truly have power over you. And in the amber, I see that you have to sort of take a deep breath. You have to exhale. You have to let things happen and give it up to the universe sometimes. So know that while you have to chill out when it comes to control, you also need to just chill out in general when it comes to love, as soon as you do that, the universe will know that you're ready and the universe will send the exact perfect, you know, soulmate twin flame towards you that you need in that very moment. So know that, you know, life has a plan for you, the universe has a plan for you, but you need to let it execute the plan. If you're constantly messing and meddling with it, it's not going to be able to do that. So keep that in mind. And in the gold, I see that the universe is sending divine intervention here in the next 6 months. The universe is going to be sending you signs. It's going to answer your prayers as long as you let it. You know, the amber and gold just show so clearly that you just need to let things be and you just need to let things happen. So moving on in your reading, group number 4, we have the jade as well as the aquamarine. So in the jade, I see that wellness is at the center of your love life for the rest of 2019. I definitely see that you have to sort of recover your wellness when it has to do with love. So if you've been severely hurt, deeply hurt, or disappointed recently, and you don't always have to be disappointed by a person, it can also just mean being disappointed by a situation. You know, if something didn't turn out the way you hoped it would, I want you to focus on sort of letting go of any grudges that you're holding, of anything that has this negative energy, because in order to create wellness with love, you have to forgive, let go, and also to a certain extent just forget, because the more you have these thoughts flying around your head of disappointment and of, you know, love having a negative connotation or having a connotation of letting go of control and giving somebody else complete control over your well-being as well as your emotions. Having that connotation when it comes to love can be pretty destructive and can keep you from opening up to people who actually only have good intentions for you, who are just genuinely interested in you. So know that for the rest of 2019, it's essential for you to let go of those negative connotations and to know that, as we have in the aquamarine, you have a divine life purpose and you have a divine route during your lifetime. And it's important for you to just trust the signs, trust the inner guidance that you can feel, connect with your spirit guides, and know that, you know, your spirits have a plan for you, but you need to allow them to co-create. You cannot control everything that they do. It's important for you to sort of just let your inner guidance, your your spirit guides. Let the universe lead you to fulfillment for the rest of 2019. As long as you give up trying to control the situations and trying to control where your love life goes, I see that when you do that, the universe will be able to help co-create the love life that you truly desire, and that will sort of open up the flow of abundance and just generally the energetic flow that goes through your love life, and that will definitely elevate your vibration. So group number 4, that is the reading that I received for you for your love life for the rest of 2019. I hope you truly enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in my next one.